Hey everyone, this is Corinne Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know that I always start my show off being thankful, grateful, as some of you all might use that expression. I am so thankful to be here. I am so thankful to be alive, to be breathing, to be doing what I'm doing and to be able to impact people's lives and for their lives to impact me and for me to learn a lesson every day. I am just so super excited. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. And to talk to people all over the world, I mean, it's just crazy. I just love this. I'm here
Yeah.
today with Patricia. Is it Patricia Kelly, I think? Patricia Mitchell. Why am I calling you Kelly? I'm marrying you off to Mr.
Yes.
Kelly. I'm
Yes,
marrying
Patricia.
you off to Mr. Kelly. What is happening here? There's a Kelly community alive. Patricia Mitchell. And let me tell you a bit about her and what we're talking about today. So, Patricia is talking about how to start a home care agency on a shoestring budget. And that's an interesting topic, as with all the topics that are on my show. But I see a lot of that happening, growing around me, and I'm going to get more into that. Let me quickly get into a bit about Patricia. At the age of 24, she still looks like 24. She was three
Oh,
months
thank
late.
you.
She was 3 months late on her rent, and she was sitting on her bed, and she actually heard a voice say to her, "Patricia, you don't have to be poor. You can have wealth." And she asked the voice, "How?" Can you imagine? She hears a voice and she's having a conversation. And for 40 years, this power within her, which is that voice, has been teaching her from within, leading her to secret documents and leading her to knowledge about creating wealth in one's life and other things about our own life. Now, in 2019, she considers herself an expert in accumulating that wealth and connecting with the power within us. I so resonate with that. She has written,
Yeah.
she has created a course called Tap the Power Within, and later on you'll see a bit about that. She's in the process of completing a book on the same subject as well. As well as revealing other information about Infinity Light and Power Within, which will be out in series 2 later this year. So we're looking out for that, and I'm expecting her to be back on my show.
Yeah.
Before she started on this part of her journey, she owned a non-medical home care agency. She went back to school in her 50s. Why not? You're not dead. And graduated cum laude with a BA in business, a master's in healthcare administration, and in the process of completing her doctoral in
Yeah.
organizational leadership. Go, Patricia!
Yes, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Go, Patricia! You are a
Thank
beacon
you.
of light for a lot of other people who think they should be rocking in a chair and waiting for death. My goodness.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
My goodness.
True.
Let me get personal here, Patricia. Do you have a man in your life right now?
Not at this present time. I was
That's why
married,
you
but
could
my
do what you're
husband
doing.
died.
That's why you could do what you're doing, Patricia. Because
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because
that's
and
true.
I'm not saying that if you had a man in your life you couldn't do it, but we know how these things work, Patricia. You
Yeah.
know, we get caught up in life and we feel, oh, I'm gonna dedicate my life to being the good wife and the whatever and forget ourselves. I am so glad you don't have a man in your life, but he's coming. Mr. Kelly is coming. After you
Yeah,
put
you know what? I was married, but he died. My husband
oh,
died.
mm-hmm.
And if he was living, I don't think that I would have the time. You're right, to
Yeah,
be so busy because men can be very spoiled. So he
yeah,
really did want like a lot of my time.
yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
correct about that. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I feel, and that's what I know. I'm a woman, and I know how these things work. And
Yes.
I'm glad you don't have a man. But if you do have one, as I said, Mr. Kelly is coming. So
Yes.
he needs to know if he's listening to the show or when he gets word of the show that he needs to work with you and
Correct.
understand that you're a doctor in the making. Yeah, your
Yes.
doctoral degree, and he either step up or step out. You
Yeah.
know.
that that is the truth. That's
Yeah.
the truth.
He either step up or step out, because
Yeah.
we're not into it. And notice I said we're not into it, right?
Yeah.
Because
That's
you're a
true.
beacon of light for a lot of women and men too, who feel
Uh
that
huh.
they just sit by and feel that life is over 50s, 60s. you know, I
Yeah.
mean, and you're going to do your degree at that time. I remember when I was in my teens
Uh-huh.
when I started my first degree. I met a man when I was doing my first degree. He was a retiree. He was 65 or probably a little bit older. And I will never forget that man. He was in my class, my political science class, and he
Uh-huh.
was so good. The man was so intelligent. I think he was a retired teacher or something. And he
Oh.
now had the time to come and do his degree over 60.
Oh.
I, I
Wow.
I learned so much from that man. Well, I guess he probably passed on. No, I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, it's been 20
Uh-huh.
something years now, so he would be in his 80s or going to 90s. But
Mm-hmm.
I was so impressed with being around that man because I learned so much from him. Maturity. He had life in his veins. He was just super excited, intelligent conversation, and was able to
Yeah.
put things together. So I am so glad to hear that you're doing your doctoral degree at this age and moving on, and you are looking within yourself. You have grown on your journey, and
Yeah.
you're willing to share that
Yeah.
with persons today, and have created a course, and you're writing a book. I mean,
Yeah.
you couldn't be doing all these things with a man around you. Let's get real,
That's
Patricia.
true.
you
That's true.
you couldn't be doing all of that with a man, and especially if the man is competitive or he
Yes.
feels that you're taking away, the jealous kind of thing.
Yeah.
We don't
Most
have
of them
time for
are.
that. We don't have time for
Yeah.
that, Patricia.
That's true. That's true. Most of them are. But as far as the school, I never think about my age. I honestly don't. Ever since I was younger,
Yeah,
I don't even think about. Sometimes I even have to say, wait a minute, how old am I? Because
yeah,
if you think about your age, you'll say, oh, maybe I can't do that because I'm
that's
too old.
right.
Maybe I shouldn't start that. So I never think like that. And a matter of fact, when I went back to school,
Hmm.
I was more successful in my college times than I was when I was going to like high school.
Yeah,
When I was going to high school and stuff, I was like a C student. But then I go to college and I'm graduating with honors.
but
I
what is
think I think it's because you're older
you more
and you're more
mature?
settled.
Yeah,
Yeah, like you was talking about the man. Yes,
yeah,
that's
and
what
you're
it is.
more
So you're more
mature.
ready. Yes,
Yeah,
you're
you're
more
more
ready.
mature, and you're more able to say, look, I have a purpose now. You have seen
Yes,
life. You're not running down the parties, the guys, the sex, the whatever.
yes,
You are
yes,
in
that's
a
true.
place. You are in a place now where you're like, look, this is my goals, my objective, my dream,
Yes,
and nothing is going to get in the way of that. When earlier you might have been distracted by a nice, handsome, tall, dark, and handsome man, he drift you off and carry you away. But
yeah,
now,
and that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
and now
Because
you,
I was Yeah, because I wanted, my mother wanted me to go to college because my mother had a degree. And
yeah,
I thought, God, I was so glad to get out of high school. I wasn't
yeah,
thinking about no college. Yeah. And then I met my first husband.
yeah,
Well, at the time, I wanted to be with him. I didn't want to go to no school. So
no,
yeah, you are, you're correct. So
yeah,
you're definitely more settled, and I have two daughters, so I had raised them and
yeah,
everything when I went back to school. So
yeah, yeah. So you
yeah,
have been there, done that. So now it's time to do
yeah,
you.
yeah.
There's nothing now to really impress you or dangle in front of you.
Oh no, yes, you
Yeah,
can't do that. Yeah,
you're like, listen, I've done that, been there.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. That's
that
true.
doesn't
That's true.
impress me. You know,
Exactly, exactly. So I'm not. My mind isn't like focused on that. And
mm,
there's so many women who think you have to have a man to be successful, and
no,
I've never been like that.
no.
I've never ever been like that. So I think, yeah, he would have to be. I mean, and then I'm very successful, so he'd have to be,
I tell
uh,
you, step in or
really
step out.
something. Yes,
Step, step
in
up.
order to even get my attention.
Yeah, yeah. He needs to step up or step out, and
Yeah.
don't be afraid to help him pack to step out. Don't be afraid.
Oh no,
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 no.
no. That's for true. I am not.
Don't
Yeah,
be afraid.
yeah,
Open the door, call him a cab, pay for the cab. You know. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. If he
yeah.
can't step up, he needs to step out.
Yeah,
Good.
because I think at this time it would hold me back.
Yeah, and you don't
Yeah,
have time for that. You don't
yeah,
have time.
I have too much things to do. It would
Yeah,
definitely hold me back.
Yeah, and a man might look at that and say, "Oh, you're showing off," and your response should be,
No, no.
"Yeah, so what?"
I don't think I'm showing off. It's just that I think I have a purpose. I really do believe I have a purpose. I
Of
do,
course.
and I believe that that is why I've been led through so much given so much information.
Hmm.
Is because I was to get it, change my life, and then pass it on to
Pass it
others.
on. That's
Yeah.
right. Because we are not
Yeah.
here, Patricia, just for ourselves. We are
Oh
here.
no.
We
Yeah.
are here to be examples and role models to people to help the next generation or to help even one person who can impact another generation. And I mean, that's that. We are not here to be selfish. And I want people to understand that. We are not here to be selfish beings. Our time on earth is short. And while we are here, we need to make the most of it and leave a legacy behind. Children or no children, we're supposed to be impacting people's lives.
That's true, but I do think you have some people that I don't know if people call them like specially anointed
Yeah,
or came, for a special purpose.
we all
And
do.
I do believe that I am one of those people because
Yeah,
I've been like talking to like, oh, let me see. I just like I'm able to see things that the average eyes can't see
I get that.
and
I get
hear
that.
things that the average. And so my mother said I was doing that since I was 3.
Hmm.
And it used to frighten her because she,
Yeah.
knew nothing. Like, what is she talking about? Who is she talking to?
No, I'll tell
And
you
so,
something. I'll tell you something, Patricia. You see, it took you time to realize the gift that was given to you. And all of us, it's not a matter of
uh,
special anointing given to special people. Some of us have more gifts or, or
yeah,
specific gifts. But if we are not open to those gifts, we are not able to manifest those gifts. There are some people who see those gifts from early and they're afraid and they keep it down because
yeah,
they're afraid and they don't want to be seen as different or
yeah,
weird and not
yeah,
understood. But from if you accept who you are, right, and you mature into
mm-hmm,
it and you develop that gift, you will be able to
mm-hmm,
manifest a lot of things in your life. You'll be able to have the
yeah,
impact and the true purpose that God has put in you. It's going to be, but you have to be open to it.
yeah. I think you have to be open to it. But something I wasn't open to mine though.
I
I really
know
wasn't.
most
I
of
was
us are
very
not.
close.
Yeah,
My sister and them would, they would be jealous because they
yeah,
didn't have this gift, so they would make fun of me
yeah, yeah,
and I always felt that I would always suppress my light
yeah, yeah,
because I would have friends and then when I would let my light shine, it's like they would become jealous.
yeah,
So I would
yeah.
suppress my light,
Light to fit
and
in.
always put the light on somebody else.
That's right, to fit in. You would do it to fit
Yeah,
in. But
yeah,
now you have lived for a particular point in your life. You realize I, I have been suppressing myself and it hasn't paid off for me. I have been
Well,
holding back
actually,
myself.
no, no. For me, I always had this inner guide
Hmm.
that were guiding me to
Hmm.
things. Like I say, the secret documents and things like this. So
Hmm.
I begin to ask myself, like, I know that I'm not being guided. This is some heavy information that I was being led to.
Hmm.
And so I knew that I wasn't, I was thinking God couldn't possibly lead me to this information just for me,
Yeah, yeah.
just for me to keep for myself.
Hmm.
And then it's like now when I look back on my life, I can literally see that it's almost like everything was planned in my life, even though I wasn't aware of it.
That's right.
Everything was planning me and taking
Yeah,
me to
yeah.
where I am today.
That's how
Um,
God works. That's how
and
God works.
and I think God began to put this light begin to come out of my brain
Hmm.
actually. And
Hmm.
2015 was the first time it started coming.
Hmm.
And that really woke me up to listen, there is a really heavy purpose here
Yeah,
that you have to do. And
yeah.
that made me eventually come to, and then another thing too, I was being taught
Hmm.
by this God power within me.
Hmm.
So some of the things I couldn't hardly believe, that because they weren't being taught out here in the church. It just wasn't being taught.
Hmm.
And so when it first started, it was like this power God was trying to teach me about himself, God, because the information that we had gotten out here was not correct.
Yeah.
And that really took 2 years for me to really get that.
Yeah.
Because when we've been taught something since we were a child, that just it stays there and it's buried into the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And then eventually, when those new beliefs begin to come in, I begin to change.
Yeah.
And then I begin to think like, okay, I can't worry about other people.
No.
I have to worry about me. So I'm gonna have to let this light shine.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens, in my life. But some people are it's like fearful.
Yeah.
Some people are really fearful of success. And so how I have worked through that is just do it. Don't even think about the fear that you have, because if you think about it, it's going to be 199 things that hold you back. So you just go into it and just do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Don't even think, just do it. Yeah, just do it. But I think the main thing that people don't realize that there is a power within them that will give them every single thing they want if they only ask. The problem with that is that people don't ask because they don't know it's there. So what they do is they make their request in a prayer form, but it doesn't work like that. You have to actually connect with that power within you.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that if you don't connect with it, or even if you don't know about it, or even if you don't believe in it, it doesn't matter because it works in your life anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't know that it works in your life. So I always say you might as well work with it so you're not creating situations that you don't want.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it works on repetitive, whatever you repetitive. I used to think, to give you an example, when I was younger, I was, raising 2 of my daughters alone. I was a single mother. So when I would get paid, I was working in nursing. So when I got paid, I didn't always have enough for everything. So I would say, oh, I don't have enough for my phone bill to do.
Wrong.
Then the next time, oh, I don't have enough money for my car note.
No.
It was always something.
Negative.
So what happened is this power within you picks up on what you constantly repeat.
Yeah.
And so one day my sister was coming from Detroit. I had moved to California. I was so excited she was coming. I said, I'm going to take her around and show her everything, take her to San Francisco and everything. I had worked overtime that week for 2 weeks. I worked 16 hours, 3 days, and 8 the other 2 for 2 weeks. So I had a nice check coming. When I went to pick up the check, she came in the same day. And when I actually got to pick up the check, right after, my engine went bad on the car. So I had to take all of my money and pay the engine. Now, at that time, I didn't get it. But years later, I understood because I had been keep saying over and over, I never had enough.
Yeah.
I never had enough. So this power within me began to create that for me.
Yeah.
There's never enough. So when I did have the money, it ended up something happened, and I had to pay something else with that.
Yeah.
So what you repetitively think, that's what that power within you picks up and gives and creates. So if you're not paying attention, then you're creating a lot of women will say, well, there's a man shortage. There's not a lot of good men.
No,
so
never say that. Yeah.
Exactly, because when you say that, it's going to create that in your world.
Yeah.
And then you're going to find that every time you meet a guy, he's not going to be good. And you're going to be wondering, why I keep meeting these jerks? Because you said it.
You keep asking for it. Yeah. Exactly. If you ask the universe for that, it's going to give you what you ask for.
Exactly.
Because the universe doesn't know right from wrong. It doesn't. It just knows, okay, Patricia asked for that, we're giving her that.
Exactly. But I think people think because they're not sitting down and saying a prayer and asking that they don't get it. But the thing is that whatever you keep on your mind most of the day, that it will manifest in your life.
Exactly.
You are creators.
Yeah.
We are creators. And so you create the situations that's in your life. And if you have your mind all day on there's a man shortage or there's never enough money, that's what you're gonna create.
So
If you
tell me
put
something.
wealth on your mind, you're gonna create wealth.
That's right. So tell me something. Talking about that thought taking form, what you think is what you attract. What you focus
Yes,
on is what you attract. We
yes.
we are talking about on a shoestring budget to create a home care agency. So when you started, at what point did you create the home care agency? Was it same during
Okay,
the
so
was it
what?
during the same period when you were thinking in that negative way?
No, what I had did is I had did a specific technique because again, you have to connect with that power within. And so I had said an amount of money that I wanted to have.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually sat like 4 times a day, connecting with that power within me, and then repeated that I wanted to be led and guided to, whatever the amount of money was.
Mm-hmm.
And then about in exactly 3.5 weeks, because at the time I don't know why, but I used to always keep time of when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So 3.5 weeks, all of these business ideas started coming in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh my God, it was like a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one came about nursing. And I thought I could do that because I had been working in nursing since I was 18.
Right.
So I said, oh, I could do that. But I didn't have the money to start.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, oh my God. And that's when I started thinking, I didn't even ask, Infinite Mind to give me the money to do the business. So I thought, okay. So I set it up in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell people, this is a non-medical nursing agency. And what that is that you supply caregivers
Mm-hmm.
to go into the home of seniors to
Right.
take care of them. That's
Okay.
what you're doing. So you're not doing the medical stuff, which is the nurses and the OT
Mm-hmm.
or occupational therapy and physical therapy.
Right.
You're only doing the aids.
Mm-hmm.
So I started it from my house. And remember now, I honestly only had $200. That's
Mm-hmm.
all I had. So I went and registered the name and everything. And something came to my mind, but this something was Infinite Mind. God again coming to my mind and said for me to advertise in the Jewish news.
Mm-hmm.
So I said the Jewish news. So I went to check that out. There were no other nursing agencies advertising in there at all.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only one. The ad cost $12 a week.
Wow.
Now it's gone up to $16 a week, but then it was $12 a week.
Mm-hmm.
I ran an ad in there, and it was in there for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lady called me to take care of her husband, who was a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and it was going to be a long-term case because he was
Wow.
in a wheelchair. And I got that case. It was for a Livian. Livians are caregivers that you place in there that's going to be there 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I put 2 caregivers in there. One worked 4 days, the other worked 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was the very first case that I got on the shoestring. Because $200 to open a business is really a shoestring.
Hello.
And so
it cost you less than $200. It cost you $12.
Exactly. And then this patient, the profit that I made from that case, the money that was mine after I paid the caregivers were $1,200 a month.
Yeah. Wow.
What I got from her case. And then I think it was like 2 months later, then I told my doctor's office.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had, because I was a nurse, and I had actually worked with my doctor as a nurse before becoming his patient.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew how I was professionally.
Yes.
So then they said, we have a lady, and this lady is loaded, they said. So it's no problem for her paying because I didn't take any insurance. It's all private pay.
Right.
And I got that. And then that lady started. She was my second patient. And then after that, it just went on, it just exploded. Yeah. That business really exploded. And then I remember I always wanted to get a business in Arizona, and I'm in Denver. Mm-hmm. So a year later, it was 1 year later, I opened up my Arizona location. Wow. And in Arizona, by that time in Arizona, I think it was like maybe a week and a half before I got my first patient. And this is the thing in Arizona. They said in the wintertime, it's really, business is booming. Mm-hmm. But in the summer, business was slow. I opened up my business there in May. We're going into the slow period. But for me, my business was booming because I was getting patient after patient after patient.
Yeah.
And I asked somebody, and they said, "Well, that is very unusual because people leave. You know, the elderly people, a lot of them move from down there and go somewhere else to a cold location or something. You know, in the summer." And so I knew that this was still the power of God. You see what I'm saying? Working in my life. And so then that was really good. So I went from, you know, like literally nothing and then go. And then let me tell you, now starting a business, you have to have forms and stuff that you have. I created my own form. I just went because I could, you know, I mean, I didn't have the money to go buy forms. And I started off when I started off working. I started off when I was 19 as a secretary to the director of nursing. So I knew about office stuff. You know what I mean?
Administration.
Yes. So I went online and looked up some forms, you know, what forms, and I just simply made my forms myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to do that. So I created a course on open your own home care agency. And in this course, all your forms are in there.
Hold on. I want to switch to your website. Let me switch to your website so I could showcase that. Hold on. Hold on. So while you're talking about it, I can showcase that. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let me grab a page here. Okay, give me the website.
It's www.globaleelite.media.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure I get the right thing first. Okay. Global Elite Media. Yeah, it says discover how to tap the power within. So let me showcase that. Hold 1 second. You will see it show.
Okay.
You'll see it show up on the screen.
Let me tell you this while you're looking at that. So for your audience today, when you go on that website, you'll see where it says right here, it says about the course.
Yeah.
At the bottom of that page, if you go to the bottom, it says you can get a free you see how would you like a free video? So if you go on there, please sign up and you'll get the free video to tap the power within so that you can understand it more. And then in that free video, and this is for your audience only, in that free video, I put a technique in there.
Yeah.
A technique that you're gonna do for 90 days. And within 90 days, money will begin to flow into your life.
Listen to me. We are early in the year, Patricia. We have plenty 90 days. So could we do it 90 and then another 90 and then another 90?
Well, the thing is now when you do it, you'll do it for the 90 days. You'll see the money coming in, right? You can, after the 90 days, you'll have the money. It'll be coming in. So if you want to do, let's say, if you want money to keep coming in, yes, you can do that one.
Yeah.
Or you can contact me. My email is on here.
Yeah.
And then you can tell me specifically what it is you're trying to do, and then I can give you a technique for that specific thing.
Beautiful. And if somebody want to get the course, the full course.
If somebody want to get the course, then you can just go back on the website.
Yeah.
You can get the course, and for your audience, the course is half off the course. I think it's for 90 days. I think it's half off the course.
Very good.
So you can get the course for half off. And then as you go on, after you download the free thing for the course, then there's you'll see a page where it's for this medical agency I'm talking about.
Right.
And then there's some deals in there. If you get the medical course along with the tapping within, then there's a lot of, I think you get them both for pretty much the same amount of money. So I really cut the price a lot.
I'm seeing something here that you say a 30-day mental fast. I love that. That will help control your thoughts. Tell me a bit about that.
Okay, so in this course, Tap the Power Within, you have to know, in order for you to be powerful to create, you got to know how to control your thoughts.
Yeah.
You got to stop letting all these negative things come in. So I put in the course, there's one of the assignments that you have to do. This is a 30-day mental fast. You cannot gossip, criticize, give your opinion on somebody else's life.
Yeah.
You can't do that for 90 days. If you do, you have to start back to day one until you get through the entire 90 days. Now, in the course, in the course, I put a little, like, for you, because you're going to self-grade yourself. So in the course, it tells you if it's going by how many days you actually got through. If you only got through 10 days, I have a message for you. If you got through the whole 90 days, I have a message for you. 30 days, I have a message for you, But what it does, let me tell you what it does. It's going to show you that you are thinking negative, because you will be surprised at how many people say, I don't think negative thoughts. No, I don't.
No, that's impossible.
I know, but people tell me, no, I never think negative. But when I have them do this fast, they'll say,
we know that.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we know that. I love the mental fast, and the things that you're suggesting that's coming in this mental fast is things that I have been doing, because I have been on a spiritual journey for some time. And so that is something that is part of the spiritual journey. You're not supposed to be judging. You're not supposed to be, attaching, non-attachment to anything. You're not supposed to be attached.
No gossiping.
No, I was never into gossip from ever since. Never into gossip.
Yeah,
and
me
sometimes,
either.
And sometimes you catch yourself thinking a judgmental thought or about to say something. You have to whip yourself back into action quickly and realize, and be aware, but it comes with awareness. So I love the 30-day mental fast, because you see, when people think about fasting, Patricia, we know it's always about food, diet, stay away from the chocolate, the alcohol, that type of thing.
Right.
But I will tell you, a mental fast, like what you're saying here, for 30 days will help you get rid of a lot of other addictions. Whether it's food, whether it's sex, whether it's alcohol, whether it's smoking, it will get rid of all of that. Yeah?
And you know why? Because you are going to have to watch everything you're thinking while you're on the fast. Therefore, you become more mentally aware of what you're really thinking. And now, some of your thoughts is just repetitive. You think the same thing. Oh, you've just been doing it for so long. You're not really watching what you're thinking. You know what I mean? And so this way, it makes you really alert at what you're thinking to clean up your thoughts. And that's in that course. And Tap the Power Within.
I love it. Patricia, oh my God, we have been having such a fabulous conversation. We shared so many tips. I looked at your course. You could definitely see my name. Going to grab that video, and I'm going to talk to you a bit more about that course. And I'm so thankful. I'm thankful that you're able to give half of the course to my listeners. I'm definitely going to be promoting it and inviting you to promote it as well. And I really appreciate that. There are very few people who are on this journey, this spiritual journey, and recognizing their gifts, recognizing what they have been given, from before birth, because it was given to you before you became part of this world. And all it requires is you opening yourself, being vulnerable, and willing to accept your purpose.
Yes, that's true. And I wanted to and the course is not expensive either. I think the half off is going to put you, well, actually it's a little bit more than half off that you're getting. So I think it's $99 that you'll be getting the course for. So I wanted to keep the courses at a really, lower pace, because I remember when I first was going through this journey, and maybe I might have seen a course that was interesting, and the courses were like $500 and $600, and I could not do that at that time, trying to raise 2 children. So I want to tell your audience this. I don't publicize this on my website, but I want to say this because I went through that. Where I wanted to get help and I didn't financially have the money. If you are in a situation that you truly don't have the money, please just email me, and I will really help you out with that.
Great. Remind persons of your email again.
Oh, my email is Patricia at executive, then the abbreviation for marketing. So it's executive, then marketing abbreviation MKTG
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Patricia. I am so happy for you. I am happy, that
Oh,
you're, yes, I am. I truly am happy. I'm looking forward to you coming back on my show when you
yes, I
written that
will.
book. When you have written
Yes.
that book, I want to
Hmm.
see you in your graduation outfit, in your doctoral outfit for
Okay.
for graduation. Okay, make sure
Yeah.
you do up the hair and the makeup. I want to see that, right?
Yeah.
If
Oh
God has it,
boy.
if God has it so, I would come to the graduation to take pictures with.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, I would come, if I can, and if God makes it so, just remind me. I like to put things out there. We are talking about it. You put it out there
Yes.
so that He
Yes.
knows what you want to do, and
You're
believe
correct.
it. Believe it to God. He knows, and you leave it, and
Yeah.
He is going to put things in place to make it happen. Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's important that
Mm.
because people will often take it to God and then they take it right back with their
No, no,
words
no, no,
out.
no. Don't take it
So
back.
it's
No,
important to
leave
leave it
it.
with God.
Leave it.
Yes.
Sometimes you even forget. I'll tell you, sometimes you forget and you're like, wait a minute. When you really think back, you're like, hold up. I remember wanting this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. That happens to me a lot. I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I
Oh,
asked God.
yeah. I asked for that. I wanted this. Look at that. You know,
Yes. That is so true.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
you totally forgot. I remember
Yes.
I always said I wanted to go Hollywood. I wanted to go up to that sign, the Hollywood sign up on the hill, and
Oh
I
yeah.
I wanted to walk on the walk. There's a walk for the stars. And let me
Oh yeah.
tell
Oh
you,
yeah.
I ended up in Los Angeles, South Conference,
Oh,
and I was staying in Beverly Hills at one of the major hotels, and I end up
uh-huh.
being in Hollywood, going up on the hill and taking pictures. I mean, I don't have the pictures because the camera, where it was somebody else's camera, and I never got the pictures. But I end up
Okay.
walking. I end up in the by the Hollywood sign on the hill.
Oh
Okay,
my
and
goodness.
I walk.
Yeah.
Yes, I will never ever forget it. I did the walk on the Star Walk on the street. Yeah, went to
Okay.
the Chinese place. I can't remember the name of
Yeah.
it.
Chinatown.
Yes, listen to
Yeah.
me. I did it, and at the time I was like, wait a minute. I remember asking for this. Hey, I
Yes. That's true. And
yeah,
that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to leave it with God to the
yeah. You
point where
just
you
let it go.
really forgot it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You say it and you let it go, and you move along.
Yes.
You move
You
along.
move along. Yes.
Yeah, you move along.
Absolutely.
So I am
Yeah.
coming to your graduation, Patricia.
Okay.
You make
I
sure
sure
and have
will.
my invitation, and tell the university to have a seat for me, okay?
I sure will. I
Because I'm
sure
all
will.
that. I'm all that. So I need to be there.
I'll be graduating soon because I'm through with all of my classes.
Oh,
You know, all my main classes. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So
yes.
I'll be coming out soon. Thank goodness. It's been a hard journey. It's no joke. You know what
It's
I mean?
no
When you're
joke.
trying to
It's no
work
joke.
on other things, yeah, it's no
Yeah, and
joke. But I'm glad of it.
When Mr. Kelly comes into your life, you tell him, hold up, hold up. You know,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. He has to wait.
he has to wait.
That is so true. That
He
is
has
true.
to wait. And if he steps in, you tell him, look, Corinne told me about you. She told me about you. You need to step up or step out. This is what it is.
That is so true. That's true.
I am
But
so
I'm
happy
gonna
to have
be
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take because one of the book that's like Tap the Course Within. I just finished that book on Sunday.
Nice.
So yeah, so that book will be out soon. You don't have to go through the editing and all of that,
Yeah.
but that'll be out soon. And then the other one, which is probably the main book, will be
Mhm.
out in the fall. Probably
Okay.
I'm thinking in the fall because I finished right now, and that's pretty heavy. The
Yeah.
other one is pretty heavy,
Take your
but
time. Take your time.
yeah,
Take your time.
yeah,
Don't rush.
I am,
Take your
yeah.
time and let God and the universe, the man is totally connected. God is totally connected.
Oh
So,
yes, I
yeah.
know. Yes,
Right?
but
Yeah.
the reason I put it in the book because I realized maybe like older people might
Yeah.
not want to take the course.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They might want to read a book, and that's
Yeah.
why I put.
Yeah.
So eventually, this this nursing agency. Eventually, I will put that in the book as well.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
You just take your time and be guided. The most
Yes.
important
Oh,
thing,
yes. I'm always, yes. Always guided. Yes.
yeah, be guided
That's
and
true.
open yourself to asking for that guidance and
Oh,
listening.
yeah.
Yeah,
All the time
listening
I
and
do.
following. Be obedient and be patient, which is two of the
Yes.
most difficult things, but be obedient and be patient. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you so much,
Uh,
Patricia. Oh my God, for
oh,
being on
you're
Between the
welcome.
Lines. Yes,
And
this has
thank you
been
for allowing me to be on the show to, tell people about both items so they can, change their life.
yeah, yeah. And that's what
Yeah.
we're here for. That's what we're here for. Even if it's one person that we can touch, that's all we ask.
Yes,
That's all we ask. And we are very
that's
thankful
true.
about that. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Patricia, for being
Okay.
between the lines.
Thank you.